Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Max. Today we're gonna see a complete full body massage. We're gonna start from the back and we're gonna work the legs, we're gonna work the feet, we're gonna work the glutes, we're gonna work all the body. So you will see this massage is mostly for sport athletes, post-workout or pre-workout, to release muscle, get rid of tension, adhesion. So it's a really, let's call fast pace massage. So we're gonna start with warming up the tissue, and the beginning it's more or less a deep stroke, but eventually you're gonna go deeper. So we're working now around the scapula and around the splenius capitis and all the way down to the trap. So I really love this technique. A lot of people, when I start doing this technique, this thumb down along the trap, they really and always say, oh wow, I did the right choice today, choose you as a massage therapist. So that technique is gold. Now I'm contracting the supraspinatus and trying to release it with my thumb. So there is some contraction in the elbow and a massage on the supraspinatus with the thumb. And then I'm gonna use my elbow to release the middle trap and the lower trap. Then this technique that's come from Thai massage is a technique that allow you to go under the scapula into the rhomboid and moving in. Always after a strong technique, I always try to give some kind of relief to the person. And then I'm working on the rotator cuff. I'm moving now into the trap. I'm gonna do some shoulder roll and some traps release with pulling down. When you pull down, you stretch the traps, so you have more game into the tissue. Then I'm gonna ask the client to activate the teres minor with this active PIR, pulse isometric relaxation, where you ask the client to contract and you have that contraction of the fiber and eventually a relaxation of the fiber for like 20-25 seconds. Then I'm gonna use this active release technique for the supraspinatus. So you move the elbow and at the same time you release, with your thumb you release with a trigger point you release the supraspinatus. Then some work on the latissimus. Then again, so I work on the triceps, on the latissimus, all the way into the quadratus lumborum. This is a slow technique. In the same time, sometimes you can even give a stretch of the chest. And then I'm working with the active release technique directly on the triceps. This technique is really good for people that do muscle up, for example, that the tricep get really tight, especially the anconio muscle that is close to the elbow. Then some technique to work on the way down from the trap all the way down to the quadrato lumborum and in direction of the hips. I use a shea butter for this video. I found shea butter much better than oil and allow me to go deeper into the muscle. Now I'm gonna start working the arms, the flexor and the extensor. And when I work the extensor, I flex the wrist so that I have more strength into the thumb, and I can break adhesion. And when I work the flexor, I extend the wrist. So again, some shoulder roll. It works a little bit with this mobilization, the capsule. And some work on the triceps all the way down into the flexor. The guy that was doing the video doesn't, finally he realized that I'm working on the flexor and I want this technique to be shown. So you know that you're doing a good technique when you see the hands closing, when you see that the hands start closing, like you can see. So you really apply a good pressure. So as I was saying, I'm extending the wrist while I'm going up with my thumb to work on the flexor of the wrist. Then I'm doing this really good technique from Thai massage, where I get into the finger of my client and I work the carpal tunnel. And I go into the flexor and the palmar muscle, and some mobilization of the wrist at the end. Then some adjustment of the ulna. Then I move against on a trap, again on the neck, all the way down into the hips. And I'm going to do the other side, working on the trap. Again, great technique. It feels really good. I like to grab and stay on the grabbing the trap and stay there. And then you see already this on the side before we work again the infraspinatus, middle trap. And here I change. I use this technique where I'm working on the extensor of the spine while I'm pulling the arm with this elbow tie technique. Then from another angle, the same technique you see before. So you try to open the back chain, try to create space into the back, into the arm and into the latissimus, and then again you start working the rotator cuff. The rhythm is important. When you're gonna give a sport massage, you kind of try to activate all the muscle. I'm working on a QL. And then I really like this technique. Another one that it's gold for the client. You go from the iliac bone all the way up into the cranial, into occipital ridge, giving some good massage of the trap. Here's some cracking, mobilization of the thoracic. You wait for the breath and then you just crack the thoracic spine. Really safe technique. Yes, Ben, when I did both part of the when I did both arm, both trap, I go all the way and start working on the lumbar. And you will see now some work on the lumbar. I like to create kind of a dynamic Thai massage on the lumbar, so to use the body to create a movement, to move the spine, and then I go into the spine and into the iliocostal muscle with this Thai technique of the elbow all the way up. Extending again, going all the way down. You always want to try to connect all the muscle, give a feeling of connection with all the body. And then I finish with the head. Now we're going to move on the legs. And you will not hear my voice. Some manipulation of the sacrum and of the hips. As I was saying, you will not hear my voice, but you will see the video live to give us something different in ASMR. So you will hear all the noise and you want to hear. Thank you very much. Let's move to the second part. Subes ahí y eso. Y baja despacio. Aquí. La mano, pone que se vea la mano. Donde cojo. Eso. También de ahí se puede hacerlo de ahí que se ve todo, mientras lo hago, toda la técnica. Allora. Empuja contro mi spalla, contro il peso e relaja. Empuja e relaja. Empuja e relaja. Ahí, muy bien. Presiona aquí. De cadera un poco tensa. ¿Espalda molestan?
No.
Atrás. Aquí. ¿Se nota? ¿Se nota? Un poco el estiramiento.
Sí.
Ahí. Okay. Relaja, relaja, relaja. Aquí.
Sí.
Relaja, 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 relaja. Puede que salga aquí el mejor. Sí. Ahí. Ponte así. Ah, sí, muy bien. Respira. Fuera todo. Fuera todo, fuera todo, fuera todo. Empuja contra mi pie, con esto, empuja, abajo, abajo, abajo. Y relaja. Mueve esto, abajo, esto. Despacio, despacio, eso. Ahí. Lo logro, ¿no? Un poquito.
Poquito.
Relaja. Ahí, relaja, relaja. Ahí, un poco doloroso. ¿No?
Poquito. Estira un poco arriba, eso ahí. Ok, empuja, empuja, empuja. No, menos. Menos, relaja. Eso. Un poquito, empuja. Y relaja. Ok, presiona aquí. Muy bien. Ahí. Empuja contra mi mano ahí. No mucho, no muy fuerte, ya está un poquito solo, relaja. Ahí, relaja. Está tenso, ¿no? Empuja un poquito. Y relaja, ok. descansa la espalda. Nota que se estira la espalda un poco. Ahora sí, ¿no?
Okay, welcome back for the third part where I'm gonna work the foot. We're gonna work facing down. The client is gonna be face down. We're gonna start working with the plantar fascia. We're gonna mobilize the foot, working around the fifth metatarsal, all the different muscle in the plantar fascia. Try to open up, try to create space, try to make the foot more pliable. And then you will see some technique for the calf. You will see some technique for Achilles tendon. That's right. I like this technique, for example, with pin and stretch of the flexor. So you contract the muscle and then you stretch it down like you do with a hamstring. You can do the same thing with the toes, as you can see. Grab the muscle and pull it down. Then you can ask the client to contract. So she was contracting the calf, and then, of course, for the PIR concept of post-isometric relaxation, you will be able to work the calf better because I'm more relaxed. Then some active release technique while on the gastrocnemius. Really painful technique, this one. It seems pretty easy, but we know the calf are really hold a lot of tension. Then working into the middle of the septum and give some squeeze of the calf, of the soleo and the gastrocnemius together. Again, all the technique are really fast. It can be a pre-competition or in the middle of the competition work. So here you see another active release technique, or PIR, where I use the hamstring and the leverage of the ankle to create the tension I need to work. So when you ask the client to press, you want to ask for a force that is 15-20% of what they can really activate the muscle. You don't want to activate super strongly. And now some pin and stretch. It's very important when you do the pin and stretch, you press and you move down the legs, of course, but what you're really doing is press, and at the same time you move the feet up. So you just don't press down, you move in the same time the fiber up. Now some reconnection with the body, and then some technique again on the hamstring. I like this technique. I like to invent technique about it. I find it really comfortable, even if it doesn't look, especially if you work the tibialis, and it's not really showing here. Again, some pin and stretch. Yeah. So when you find that there is a place that is really tight, you can ask the client to just slowly, eccentrically stretching the muscle while you're pinning down, like I'm doing in this moment. See, you can pin it down or go up with the stretch. Working now in the semitendinoso, semimembranoso. And then this technique that really break all the adhesion into the hamstring. And of course I like to mix the technique. So here again, some opening of the septum between the semitendinoso, semimembranoso and the bicep femoris, working on the piriformis muscle. Using the leverage of the leg. So asking the client to contract the piriformis and then adding some stretching there, and again, so you can gain some space there. Then on the quadratus, working on the quadratus, and eventually you can even work on a TFL from this position. TFL, but got really tight. So you move the leg, and you can even stretch the iliopsoas from this position. Some more work on the glutes, stretching. I'm gonna stretch the vasto in the three vastos lateralis, and moving into the fourth position where you can reach the sacrotuberous ligament all the way up into the TFL and working into the glute medius. Really great technique and really painful. I'm trying to direct the guy in the same time because I wanted to show you this stretching of the leg, of the adductor from this position. Again, some work on the glutes and some work on the glute medius. Here I'm asking the same concept, PIR, to activate the glute medius, and then I'm working on it, as you can see. Again, so working again on the bicep femoris, and then some mobilization of the hips. Feels really good after hard work on the tissue. And this is the last strokes before the end. And this we are done. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you liked the video, and subscribe. Thank you.